Episode 42 is live, approaching a year since the first episode. I think next week's episode will be a year since we kicked this off. But yeah, we're back. Great traction on the New York episode. And yeah, Benno, good morning. Late again.
Yeah, DIY got the better of me this morning, sorry.
It's alright, it's okay. I mean, at least I texted you yesterday about the podcast, but it's fine. These things happen. At least you're here. Yeah, at least you weren't like walking the dog like 2 miles from home.
Yeah, exactly.
That would have been an issue.
Half an hour.
Hi mate, could be a problem.
Yeah. Anyway, we're here, we've got coffee, we're good to go.
Yeah, trust, we are good. What have you been doing recently, Ben?
Do you know what I was just thinking when you said like next week will be around pretty much like around the year mark, and that'll be episode 43, right?
Yeah.
Which means we would have only missed 9 in order to have done 1 a week. That's pretty impressive.
Well, we would have missed 2. We'd have missed.
It's not like we said it was going to be weekly, but 43 out of 52 is pretty impressive.
I think we did 2 in a week in Australia. But I reckon that's not wrong. I don't think we've missed many, to be honest.
Yeah, we've done like the odd 2 weeks
gap,
yeah. Obviously Christmas and stuff. Well, that's impressive anyway. Well done us.
Like when you were in America or whatever.
Should have done one, mate. What perfect time to get like a guest.
Oh, I had uni, mate. It was one of those.
Well, next time there's a tournament in like 2026, we'll get a guest on.
Well, I'll be there hopefully, so.
That's true.
So we'll literally just be able to grab someone. We'll be able to grab someone off the street, which would be unreal. We can film it.
Maybe we'll have to get King Carey on at some point.
Yeah, trust me. Yeah, he won't be bad. But no. I've got.
Anyway, sorry. What have I been up to? From last Thursday to this Thursday, just more exercise, more bits and bobs around the house. Yeah, I mean, I've got a pretty standard routine at the moment, Monday to Friday, which is wake up, have a coffee, have breakfast, stitch like 3 or 4 balls.
Oh yeah.
Which I've basically run out of.
Yeah. What you should do? You should like unstitch the balls just so you got something to do.
Yeah, exactly. Just bin them.
Yeah.
Exercise from like 11 till 12:30, then come back, take the dog straight out for a walk for like an hour. Shower, lunch, about an hour of stretching, and then probably like Grand Theft Auto till about 6.
You playing Grand Theft Auto?
I am, yeah. Never played it before.
Jesus, I bet you never thought you'd be doing that in 2021.
Never, ever in a million years. And then, and then like when Sally finishes work, anytime between like 6 and 7, then it's kind of dinner and chill out. That's pretty much Monday to Friday.
Yeah, it doesn't change much, does it?
So I've done pretty much that every day since the last podcast. How about you?
Again, like workout in the evening after work. My chest is shrinking, mate. It's shrinking.
Oh dear.
I know.
Mate, you're gonna have to just go and buy like a
a bench.
Well, yeah.
Are you sponsoring me?
Go and buy like a cool box and just fill it to the brim with water. Just start benching that. That would get quite heavy.
Yeah, I guess it would. Narrow grip though, eh? Not really spread weight.
Very narrow grip, yeah.
That could be bad for you if the weight's moving around. But anyway.
What? Stabilising muscles.
Indeed, yeah. Well, and I've got a housemate now, so it's not just me.
Of course, yeah. How's that going? Sharing the space?
Well, it's quite a lot of space 'cause it's a house. But yeah.
No.
Sharing the what?
Rent.
not sharing the Wi-Fi this morning.
Oh, actually, that's been a big addition to the house this week.
Oh yeah.
Wi-Fi.
You haven't had Wi-Fi?
No, because it's a new build, so they've only just had it wired in. So literally, I've been paying like stupid money on a daily basis to have like more data.
Oh really?
Yeah. So Wi-Fi's a good addition to the house. Happy with that.
Oh, that's good. But yeah, no, it's I might get him on today. I was just saying to you before, see if he can offer some wisdom as a non-player of real tennis, but he knows a little bit. But that'll be good. Yeah, work's going alright. Very busy with tax returns. Thanks for getting yours in early, Ben. You're one of the good clients.
For when? For January?
Yeah, mate. We're so
mate,
busy. We're so busy
months,
at work.
like 2-3 months ago.
I know we're so busy. But quite funny at the same time because you're seeing a lot of people's sort of tax returns. It's like, oh right, okay, this is new.
Yeah.
And
It
like,
must be quite strange. Like, is it generally all just like self-employed and partnerships, like small businesses, or
just
is your dad doing
self-employed
it,
really at the moment. Not many.
Yeah.
We don't have many other real tennis pros, but guys, if you're listening and you need some help with your tax, just give us a shout. Specialist real tennis accountants. We've said this before.
I wonder how many people just like try and hover around certain amounts to avoid like VAT and higher tax thresholds and stuff like that.
It's a big one. Like you've got your brackets. So like if you got to stay below 12.5, and then it's like below 50 basically. So you're always playing around trying to get the best result for the client.
Stay below 12.5, just become a real tennis pro.
Yeah, Darren Long will tell you that. He's never gone above. Well, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Still like, we'll give you like a salary, and then the rest of it is self-employed. He's like, yeah, can my salary be like 10 grand?
Just to make sure I pay national insurance at least.
Yeah, exactly. But don't get me too close to that. Anyway, that personal allowance number.
Yeah, indeed. But that's been good, and just been watching a lot of football, bit of TV, whatever. The banner's been good. Cooking well. I've become a vegetarian, guys.
Wonderful.
I've actually become a vegetarian. I watched this.
How are you finding it, mate? I did that. We did that a couple of years ago.
Yeah, I remember. I watched this documentary. I watched this documentary on Netflix called Game Changers about plant-based diet.
Mate, that's an old one. Everybody's been banging on about that.
I know, and I took ages to watch it, and I just enjoyed it and thought, well, yeah, I'm going to do it because the only meat I ate was white meat, and I just thought, well, I don't think I've really missed not eating that and fish. So, and I actually feel like I've got so much more energy. It's weird.
Yeah, but man, I did. Are you finding it like easy, difficult?
Easy, mate, easy. Because I ate a lot of vegetarian stuff anyway. I think it's quite cool now. It's in fashion. And obviously, me, I'm a trendy guy, so just keeping up with the times.
It's easy, isn't it? I thought it was easy.
Yeah,
the only thing I really miss was bacon.
I don't even miss bacon. I hate red meat. Don't like it.
Well, then you'll be fine.
Yeah, literally. Anyway, 7 minutes of pure breeze there. Let's back onto the topic at hand. Less about us. Got a big one today, don't we, Benno? You're the man in the know.
Well, there's been quite a lot of groundswell about a US National League coming up.
I know. They're doing like a sort of Champions League, like getting everyone in the same spot. Tournament.
Yeah, so there was talk about it before. Like, I was chatting to Steve again before Christmas, and unfortunately, it didn't materialise with the changing world that we live in. So they had to cancel it. Well, they didn't cancel it; they postponed it. Now it is going ahead. And yeah, so they're doing a National League, and I absolutely love it. I was on the phone to Steve yesterday or the day before, getting some info on it. So
was that why you were calling? It wasn't like a business call or a doubles partnership.
We were just talking about like comparing tax numbers and salaries.
Yeah. Ben, I paid 9 figures. Yeah.
So there's been like a little bit. In fact, I just had like a Facebook notification to say that Ryan King-Carey had posted something in the USCTA group, and there's a bit of chat in there, but we're going to give you the full details, not the advertised details. So
really?
We've got the lowdown on all of it. So, what do you know about it?
It's in Boston. There are 5 teams, and I assume teams are 2, your standard format. But I don't have a clue who is playing apart from Steve.
So
that's it.
It's being held in Boston between the 10th and 14th of March.
Oh, right. I thought it was like next week, so we're going to have to wait till March.
You're going to have to wait till March. But we've got to preview this and get ahead of the game before,
Well, yeah, it's something, isn't it? It's something
things start leaking.
We've been crying out for something.
Literally chomping at the bit to talk about reelers. So, here we go. March 10 to 14 at Boston. The good news is that it's going to be streamed. So
Perfect.
for all of the people that are in the UK, still probably in lockdown at that point, we'll be able to watch that. I think Steve was saying they're going to try and play around a bit with like some commentary and maybe some post-match interviews and stuff as well.
Oh
So
mate, I wish I was there.
That could be a laugh. Yeah, but they're doing it absolutely like really professionally. So I think everybody basically arrives in Boston on Monday.
Right.
They're all staying at the Harvard Club.
Oh,
Do you know where that is? So it's just around the corner. A lovely place. I got put up there for the US Open when it was there a couple of years ago. Absolutely fantastic place, and they're extremely hospitable. Loved it there. That's just around the corner. So they basically arrive on the Monday, do a COVID test, and then go straight to the hotel, and then they just have to stay at the Harvard Club. They have to stay there until they get like their result back. So not allowed out or anything like that until they get their result.
So what happens if one of them is positive? They just have to go home.
Didn't really talk about that. Yeah, they're being very flexible on like subs and stuff. So same thing if like somebody gets injured. I think they kind of offer it out to somebody else that's already there, or they can draft somebody in. But there's no it's nowhere near as strict as it would be normally, which makes sense because obviously the primary goal for this eventually is that it happens, right?
Yeah.
Days practice, and then they just crack on. So there's 5 teams, as you said. So they play 2 matches a day, as in there are 2 rubbers, 2 matches a day. So like
two team matches.
Team 1 versus team 2, team 3 versus team 4, team 5 have a rest day. Yeah. So everybody gets 1 rest day. 4 days in a row, 11, 12, 13, 14. And 2 singles, 1 doubles, the usual kind of format. But I tell you what they do, and then basically the winner of the group just wins it.
Right, got you. So there's no final.
It's just literally a round robin. Finish top of the group, you win. I'll tell you what they do. So for those of you who aren't aware, in the UK, in like the 2-team divisions, when it's the singles and doubles, tell us the format, Shanks. How does it work? What's the order of play?
Well, number 2's are first, aren't they? And then number 1 and then doubles.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what they're doing?
That is not what they're doing. I think they do it better.
What's the opinion? How's it work?
So they play the first string singles first.
Right.
Then the doubles. And then second string singles.
Yeah, got you. That's like the Davis Cup. No, it's not the Davis Cup, but that's
I
good.
think the reason behind how we do it in the UK is that if you put the second string singles on first, because some people may not be able to make it for the start time, so they don't miss the number 1s.
Yeah, got you.
Number 1s play second because the number 1 rubber has to count. And then doubles is last, as it's kind of a bit of a bonus point. And if people do need to slink off or they're just bored because they've been there for hours, which is understandable, then they're missing like the doubles, which can be a bit more relaxed in the UK.
Yeah.
Whereas the theory in America is that, which when I was chatting to Steve about, I completely agree with.
Yeah.
Is you play the doubles in the middle.
Yeah, that's so true. So it actually matters.
Everybody plays 2 matches in a row.
Yeah, got
because
you.
obviously the downside to the singles, like when we played National League, for example, you play number 2, you play first, then you'd have to just finish and just sit and watch, and then get ready and go back on court for a doubles afterwards, which is pretty tough.
Yeah.
And so this way, in fact, I remember years ago when I played number 2.
Yeah. This is proper years ago as well. This
is like way before I paid any attention to like diet and all that kind of stuff. But I used to get the shakes in the doubles all the time because I wouldn't eat.
Yeah, so true. The right stuff. You're just not there.
You just don't get the right level of like recovery carbs on board. So you go out to play the doubles and you just got like a crash basically.
Yeah,
what the hell's going on? That was always brutal. So yeah, they play first string singles first because obviously the first string singles needs to count, needs to matter.
Yeah.
Needs to be a live rubber. Then the doubles, which means the first string guys are straight straight, they're warm. Second string guys can kind of use it
I
to
assume
get
it's
ready
not.
for their singles. I think it's a
So,
great idea.
is there like a bonus point if your team wins the thing, or is it just like literally every match just counts the same, and it's just whoever's on most points?
What do you mean?
So let's say like there's 3 points available for each tie, so the 2 singles and the doubles. So let's say if your team wins 2-1 or 3-0, do you get like a bonus point, or is it literally just like
didn't
wins?
actually go into that, but I would assume that would be the case. Yeah.
Got you.
I know what we do over here is 2 points for a singles,
Yeah,
1 point for a doubles, and 2 points for the match win.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I don't know what their point scoring system is over there, but I would imagine there is a bonus point. And I did say to Steve, like, what happens if one of the teams wins the first 2 rubbers? Is it just a win? Is it just is it like a football match? You've won, it's 3 points.
Yeah.
And he was like, no, you play every rubber, because every rubber must count for points, I guess.
Oh, that's not too bad.
Well, I think it's good when you've got that swell of like doing it in a few days, and you get a bit of kind of traction. And if you
it'll be good, I reckon. I reckon it'll be good.
Thing, like people can buy into it a bit more, and all of a sudden, if it's 2-0 to one of the teams,
yeah, that's the point.
But then the second string guy's like, well, I still really want to win because this extra point or 2 points or whatever it's going to be,
yeah,
will put us in good stead for our match tomorrow, or whatever. Whereas, you've got a very clear image of how the league works because you're looking at it constantly.
Yeah.
Like score-wise, whereas for us.
Yeah, I like this. I like the idea of the doubles second because it can just become a bit of a joke if it's 2-0.
Yeah, and the good thing about having that second is like the number 2s, right, are striving to get down to like plus handicaps and stuff like that, and they're like the best of the rest. Sounds rude, but they're not like top 10, but they're like literally trying to knock on the door. So they're going to be competitive with each other. They're not like they're not. It's not like It's not like they're going to be like, I'm not really that. Well, we've won 2-0. I'll just push this one aside because it's kind of bragging rights, isn't it?
Yeah. So right, let's cut to.
So imagine like we play, drive up to Cambridge on a Tuesday night to play or whatever. We don't know whether that doubles really means anything or not at that point in the season. So you can kind of go at it. You can be really competitive or not. Whereas this, do it all in like 4 days. I think it's absolutely brilliant.
When I think one final thing I'll say before we go on to the players about the doubles being in the middle. If you do have a match off, your motivation for the doubles is rock bottom because like your adrenaline just will have been high for the singles, and then you've just got to go back on court when your muscles are stiff, and it's like you might have won, so you're a bit like I don't really care, and yeah, it just sort of trivialises the doubles a little bit. You can't possibly play that well in the doubles unless you're 2 in a row.
Yeah, I think.
Or even it's your first game.
It might make a bit of a difference to like the team ethic as well. Do you know what I mean? Because, like you say, you when we play, for example, like you were there to try and like stamp your authority on like the number 2s and basically win all of your matches. And obviously, like you're a team player and you wanted us to win the league, but your primary objective, I imagine, would have been to just dominate your singles matches, right?
Yeah, 100%, mate. I wasn't really that bothered about the doubles. I just wanted to get my 1.2s under my belt.
Exactly. So if the number 1, if I played first and then you were coming on to join to play doubles, you'd be like, right, I'm going to use this as an opportunity to fire up and get ready for my singles, right? Whereas, like you say, if you've played your singles, you've won, you then kind of like chilled out for a bit and just, you're thinking, right, perfect, I've done what I came to do. You then got to try and play doubles afterwards.
Yeah.
I think it's a bit difficult. So, I mean, I don't run National League in this country, but it might be something to have a look at for the format because I think that's. I'm really struggling to see a negative in the order of play there. The only thing being like, in England, if it's like a 5 or 6 p.m. start, the argument would be, well, people might not be able to get here for the start of it and stuff like that. And it's like, all right, well, tough, Like, what's the priority?
Right, come on, Benno. I want to know. I'm desperate.
All right.
The big question on my lips is Stout playing.
Yes.
Good. I'll watch.
Signed up.
Oh, perfect. So we've got, right, let me pick the teams. So 5 teams. So I'll do the number 1. Steve, Cam, Stout, Lummers, and who's the other number 1? Mike Gooding? Tim Chisholm?
Tim Chisholm.
Oh! New Need Chisholm. Nice.
So in that case, what I want you to do, now you've got the number ones, is I want you to attach the team name, the club name or whatever, and give me the number 2.
Okay, so New York, Barney. Oh, no, Dodgson.
No.
Barney.
So New York is James Stout, Barney Tanfield, and Adrian Kemp.
Oh, good side spin.
As a squad.
Yeah, good. Okay, so Chicago, Vagona, Connor, and mate, could be anyone. I don't know.
I think I just saw. I think I've just seen on Facebook while I've been on the phone to you.
Yeah.
That I think Zach Eadle was like making some inquiries about the number 3s or something, probably fishing for an invite.
Right.
But I think Connor's shot him down immediately and said that Cashman is going to be their number 3.
Fair enough. He wouldn't even get in the country, mate. There are no flights to America.
I'm not so sure COVID would allow that.
Yeah, exactly. Right, okay, that's Chicago. So Tuxedo, Chisholm and Leon.
Chisholm and Smart.
Yeah. Camden at Boston. Camden Hollins.
Technically New England.
New England. Oh god, yeah.
Camden, Hollins, and Gooding.
Yeah, got you. Easy. And then Lummers at Philly. John. And I'll tell you what, Kroll, is he playing?
No. There's been a
Dodgson.
Yeah, exactly. There's been a change of
got you. That's
change
fine.
of club. Dodgson and James Asher.
Oh, good man.
So, first thoughts?
Quite even teams, to be fair. Great set of number 1s.
Competitive. Well, great set of number 2s, no?
Great set of number 2s. Yeah, really even games, all of them.
What do you? How do you think? So basically, the squad is there's a number 1 and then 2 number 2s, right?
Yeah.
So if you're out there, you want to play all 4 matches, don't you?
Yeah, 100%.
So how do you feel about being an active number 2 but only getting 2 of the matches, or potentially 3 if one of them says, like, oh yeah, I'll turn up and play 1 because they want their payday?
Wait, what did you say about being number 3? Wait, what?
Well, no, as in, so let's say you've got Hollins and Gooding.
Got
right?
you, yeah.
And Tony says, well, I want to play every match. Well, Gooding's not going to let that happen because he wants his payday, and Gooding wants to play every match.
Well, surely
let's say that's you.
Surely, well, everyone should be paid the same, right? I think it should be if you're in the team, you get the same money. Because like the number 3's still got an important role to play in terms of training and like motivating and stuff.
Well, that's true, but with Mike living in Newport, he's not going to drive up to watch if he's not playing, is he?
No, he's not, unless he gets paid to be there.
Exactly. So, and anyway, we're not talking about money. I just mean for someone that's keen to play like you, and I'm just using those 2 as an example because they'll both want to play.
Yeah.
If you're in, and I'm your number 1,
yeah.
and we've got someone else in our squad, and I say to you, right, we need to divvy this up.
It's an interesting one because
I do 2 each. You're then going to be like, I'm desperate to play.
No, I think it's just got to be on the number 1 to pick the team, or like as a team manager, and I think you've got to be thinking, we want to do what's best for the team here. So it's going to be 5 days of competition, right? And you might want to rotate, you might want to rest a player, you don't know.
Well, I mean, there's obviously like the potential chance of like injury and stuff like that, which will obviously force people's hands, but
I don't think people should be paid by the match. I
wonder if there's an agreement in place whereby you use both of your number 2s twice, or whether there's like you have to play you have to play both of them.
I reckon
3 and 1. Or
I reckon you can choose whoever you want, but like I think when it comes to the final pay, I think everyone on the team should be paid the most. And fair enough, if you haven't played and you're getting paid, so be it. Fine. I'm sure you'd have wanted to play. It's one of them, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I know exactly what you're saying. Because
then it stops people. It stops people complaining, And
yeah, I know, but do you know what, mate? What you've said there, I completely understand what you're saying. It's exactly what an amateur would say. And I'm not saying it's like
no,
a bad
fuck
thing.
off.
I'm just
like,
no. I'm not saying it in a bad way. I'm just saying that I'm telling you now, there's going to be people there that are like, well, hang on a minute, why should I get paid the same amount as that person when I played all 4 and they've not played?
Well, yeah. Either way, right? I don't care. I wouldn't care.
Think of it this way: the number 1s are playing all 4,
Yeah.
so they're guaranteed 4.
I know.
They get paid more.
Well, yeah, they should because they're number 1. They're in theory getting further in the Open, aren't they?
But you just said they all get paid the same.
Okay, so you didn't let me explain. So there's a fee for the number 1s and then slightly lower fee for the number 2s, and it's like a flat fee.
Yeah. Do you know what I reckon they should do?
What?
Just say this is your fee per team and
divvy it up however you want.
Out,
yeah, true.
You guys can argue about it.
That would be funny actually. I'd enjoy that. It'd be a scandal. If like James Asher ended up with a $5, enough to buy a beer at the end.
Here's a beer.
Yeah, exactly. Cashed him as well. But yeah,
all right, then, mate. Anyway, enough of all this absolute nonsense. Let's.
That's quite funny.
What people really want to hear from you is who's going to win.
I think that. Tell you what, it's a tough one, isn't it? You can't bet against Camden, really.
So that's, I think, what you've got to do, isn't it? You've got to look at the number 1s.
You can't really bet against Camden.
And say like who's going to win the most matches, and then you've got to look at the number 2s and think who's going to win the most matches, and if they're different teams, what's going to happen in like the doubles and stuff like that.
What I'm going to say right now is I cannot wait to watch Stout v Lumley, Stout v Vergona. I think Stout could scare a few people in that. I really do. I think New York with Barney as well. I think he's got the wood over a lot of those number 2s. So I think New York to finish at least second minimum.
Yeah, I wouldn't disagree with that. I mean, it's just a very strong squad, isn't it?
I think Barney's number 2 is a real weapon, especially in a best of 3, and especially in doubles. I think he could make some real waves there. So
if you look at let's go number 2s then.
Yeah.
The strongest number 2 on paper
Barney
would be Connor, wouldn't it?
Well,
as in physically on handicap.
Yeah, as in if we're looking at a number.
I'm not throwing opinions in here because I know all these people. I'm not going to do that.
He's not played a singles match in a long time.
No, that's true. My fear with my worry with Connor would be, can he do four matches in 5 days?
No. Well, I say no. I mean, I don't know, but like it's one of them, innit, where like it will be the first time he's done 4 matches in 5 days since like the British Junior Open in 2018, or not 2018, when he was like 17.
So Connor is 2.7. Barney is 3.6.
Oh my God! Has Connor gone out? Has Connor been like dormanted?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Leon is 4.7.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm just being very, very.
I think Leon's a bit better than that. I think.
Josh Dodson 3.7.
That's great, mate. I'd be amazing in that. Get me in. Right, handicap.
That is absolutely perfect for you.
Trust me, mate. Everyone would be amazing.
Kemp 10.
Oh, that's insulting. Tell you what.
That's just rude.
His career was never the same after I beat him. I think that was it.
All right, so let's preview this properly.
Great.
Let's just be completely cutthroat. I think if you look at all the number 2s,
okay,
the strongest, the person who will be the most consistent,
yeah,
the one to watch over those 4 days,
yeah,
is Barney Tanfield.
Well, I just said that.
Oh yeah. All right. Does that mean I can't have the same opinion?
I'm joking.
I think Connor.
Wild card.
Exactly. I think he has the ability.
I mean, if he's fit, he could win all 3.
Mate, he's a quality outfit.
Yeah, I know.
He has the ability to really ramp it up and dominate those number 2s. I don't think his body will let him do it.
Well, we don't know that, mate.
We'll see. I hope it does.
If he's fit for 4 games, he's winning all 4.
Right.
That's what I'd say. I mean, he's like the best on paper, right? He should be a number 1.
Yeah.
But he just hasn't played.
If you look at Dodson, very good player. I think he'll just float in and out a bit too much.
Nah, Josh is good though. Again, I could see Josh beating Barney. It could happen. You can't definitely say,
So Connor's going to beat Barney and Josh is going to beat Barney. So, but Barney's the one to watch for you.
mate. I said could. Leon again, like that Leon v Dodgson game's a classic. Like they had a good game in the US Open before Leon like hit his face.
Yeah. The number 2 is just great.
I know.
It's so good.
Unfortunately, I mean, obviously we all know these guys. We're all mates. I don't think Tony Hollins is going to dent many of those guys. The other 4 number 2s.
So my fear for the New England
team, but again, he's decent. He's good.
Yeah, my fear for the New England team is that you're asking Gooding to play. If Gooding, plays a lot of those matches, you're asking him to do a lot of work. And I just don't. I'm not saying he's unfit or he's not good enough. I just don't think his body will take. I don't think he will be able to play at his peak for 4 days.
Yeah.
I think it's too much tennis.
He does love reelers, though. He does love reelers.
Absolutely. They're going to have to rotate that team. Like you say, is Tony going to come in and bully those other guys? Who knows?
Yeah.
I think he would be going in as the underdog. I think that's probably a fair comment. If you look at the number 2s, as I said, like Leon is like 4, Connor's 3, Kemp is 10, which I think is a bit harsh, but that's because he's been dormant.
Yeah.
Barney is off 4.
Yeah.
Then you've got Dodgson off 3. Ash is probably off like 12 or 15 or something.
Yeah, 15, yeah.
So they're going to need Josh to play.
Yeah.
If they're going to win. And then Hollins, Gooding are off like 8, both off 8 respectively. So they're consistent. Doesn't really matter which one of them you play, but both of them are going to have to try and step up and do some damage. But
then again, it's easy when you got Camden at number 1.
Well, it's also Tony's playing on his home court.
Yeah, that'll make a difference.
I'm going to pick Tanfield to be the man there.
Okay, cool. Yeah, he was my first shout. I think he will be, but we'll reserve judgment because if Connor's fit, there's a big if.
It's just weird, though, isn't it? Because I'm looking at them and I'm going, oh, well, maybe it's not. Maybe it could be someone else. And I'm.
They're also even, mate. They're also even.
4 names there.
They're also even. Like, I don't think you can clearly. I think it could be like out of the 4 matches of those number 2s. I think that there could be a few like 2 wins, 2 losses, 3 wins, 1 loss, like that sort of thing. Like everyone's going to lose.
I don't think anyone's winning all 4.
No, yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, I think someone could lose.
I don't think anyone's just like steamrolling it at number 2.
And as well, like after 3 games, what's to say like someone just loses one? I mean, yeah, I don't think anyone's winning all 4 apart from Camden potentially.
All right, so then let's move on to number 1s then.
Yeah.
So you've got Chisholm for going to Stout, Lovely there.
Mate, that's brilliant. That's just such a good lineup.
Mouth-watering.
That's a mouth-watering lineup, yeah.
So we should obviously start with the world number 1.
Mate, are we talking about a court today?
If we've got time, but we don't have to.
Okay, cool. We'll carry on.
Well, to start with Camden.
Yeah.
He's got to be the favourite to win the most matches of the number 1s.
I watched him against Chappers at Boston, and he is unbelievable on that court. Unbelievable. What he can get back. Anyway, that's his own court, isn't it?
Well, it wouldn't have been out there for a long time, but anyway.
Yeah.
All right. Well, should we just say based on form over the last 5 years?
Yeah.
Should we just say that Cam's going to win all of them?
Yeah, he doesn't like losing non-world championship matches.
Just so that we can move on to the other players.
Yeah. Cam 4 out of 4.
Okay. What else is happening then? Because the rest of it again is brilliant.
Okay, so Vergona to beat Lumley.
Okay.
Sorry, John. I think that will happen. Saw him in the US Open.
They played in the US Open in Boston a couple of years ago.
Did they? Lummers might have won that. Did he?
No, Steve won.
Oh, did he? Yeah, I don't.
Yes.
I reckon Vergona's head-to-head there in the last 5 years is a lot better than Lummers.
Has Lummers beaten Steve?
I'm going to say yes.
I don't know. I'm genuinely asking the question. I don't know.
I think he probably has. I remember, yeah, but I'm going to say that it's a comfortable head-to-head record for Steve.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like Lummers would have been in nappies while Steve was in British Open semis. So, like in terms of longevity,
nappies while Steve was in nightclubs. But yeah, that's my early prediction there. I mean, how fit's Chisholm?
Well,
Is he going to be able to play all four?
That's a concern, I think.
Yeah.
That's of the number ones. That is my, he's had like 2 knee ops. Has he been able to get out there? Like I hope for his sake and for the tournament's sake that he is fit and he's able to play like hard for all 4 matches.
Yeah.
Very much hope that that's the case, because that would be great if he can.
Yeah, no.
My concern is that he won't be able to.
Yeah, it's singles, isn't it? There's nowhere to hide. You can't just like lose in the quarters and that's it. You got to play.
And the doubles.
Yeah, I know. Not easy. Then again, it's only 3 sets.
Yeah, no, absolutely, absolutely.
Okay,
anyway,
right.
So there's a question mark over Tim. We absolutely know he's got the ability to blast through people if he wants to. Can he do it 4 days in a row? Are his knees going to be able to do it? We don't know. So there's a question mark. Is that fair?
Very fair, yeah. I don't think we're being.
So then we've got Vergona, Stout, Lumley, Rivera. God, all of them. All of them with Chisholm as well. That's such a good line for number one.
I'm just looking forward.
So jealous as a Brit, mate. If I moved to America, I wouldn't get into a team.
You would. I'm looking forward to seeing some more footage of Stout because there's just not enough on YouTube really. Whereas we're going to get premium quality.
Again, with Stout being like the enigma.
He's like a Yeti, isn't he? There's just not much footage of him.
Bigfoot.
Yeah, Bigfoot. Yeah.
But the thing with Stout again is obviously and not in a bad way. This is probably a weapon for him. There's no emotional attachment to winning and losing at real tennis for him.
Yeah. You can't argue with that.
But that works as a good thing. Do you know what I mean? He's dangerous for that reason alone. He doesn't care.
Yeah, I know.
So there's a question mark over that because he could just turn up, be on, and just smash it. And let's not forget he's beaten Cam before as well.
Oh, he has, yeah.
Or he could could not go well on the first couple of days, and then who knows from there. But
yeah, but I don't know.
There's a question mark there.
I suppose when you're just there to play reelers, I think he could be good, mate. I think he's going to be really. It's on stream. It's at Boston. It's a week. He'll have done no proper competitive sport for ages. I think motivation could be high.
Yeah, let's make no bones about it. Every single person at that event, every match is on paper massively competitive. I love it.
Yeah, massively. Yeah.
There's no just outright walkovers there.
No.
So then, okay, Vergona, Lumley, Revere.
Lumley's again.
All right. I'll give it to you.
Go on.
Who's going to win? Who's going to win as a club?
New York.
Okay, New York are going to win. Who is going to win the most matches at 1?
Camden.
In fact, give me your top 5 at 1 and top 5 at 2.
Camden. Vergona. No, Camden. Stout. Vergona. Lumley, Chisholm.
Okay. See, it's interesting, isn't it? Because all of a sudden, John Lumley, you reckon, is going to be 4 out of 5. And I'm not saying he won't be or he will be.
Yeah, but he could be 4 out of 5 on games difference, winning 2 matches, right?
But quality player.
Yeah.
They're seriously quality player.
Yeah.
Ranked higher than Chisholm, ranked higher than Stout, and yet you put him 4 out of 5. I'm not saying that in a bad way. I'm not criticising you or anything like that. But that's just the strength of that event is brilliant.
It's strong. I'm allowed to make a prediction, am I not?
You are, exactly. I'm not criticising your opinion at all or your decision. That's what I'm saying. How competitive it is. You've got John Lumley, who's a world-class player.
Yeah.
Finishing 4 out of 5. How strong is that event? Right, number 2 is 1 to 5, please.
Conor Medlow.
Mm-hmm.
Barney.
Yeah.
Leon. Dodgson. Gooding or Hollins.
I'd take that.
Yeah. I have gone Conor just because I think if he's fit, and I think by judging by the fact he's actually playing, he's fit, I can see him winning every single match.
I think the question mark could be Josh and Leon might swap places.
Yeah. They're literally the same. They have epic battles in US National League, I think.
They could finish 3rd or 4th.
Yeah, they could. And
Well, there you go then.
And likewise, they could beat Barney, but I'm making a prediction.
So New York are going to win the whole thing. So Barney's going to finish second in the singles. Stout, you had second as well. So just pure consistency gets them across the line.
I think so. I think they're just going to win more than they lose. I think. Whereas I think, like, let's say in Camden, the New England team, obviously Cam's going to win his singles. Well, not obviously, but I think they might lose A doubles or in a first 2-8, or they might lose too many second singles. Whereas I think New York, will be more consistent. And
I think if the way you've just mentioned it there, if you look at the handicap discrepancy between like the two players making up that doubles, in a New York team, you've got the number twos as low single figures and Stout as a plus player. But in like the New England team, you've got Riviere, who's like a plus 12, playing with like an 8.
Yeah.
So there are
in the
holes.
basket.
There are holes to try and pick in that. The holes are a bit bigger in that lineup than in others.
What I'm going to say, and I think it's going to be a big factor for the New York team, because you're there for 5 days, you can't go anywhere else. It's like you have to have a COVID test. You're there in the hotel. If you lose, you don't get to go home quicker. Like, you're there for the 5 days. That could well count in favour of Stout, because it's like you have to put all your energy into real tennis. Like, no one's, I know it's lazy chat from people, but oh no, Stout doesn't care, blah blah blah. Like, this is the perfect chance. You have to care, or else it's like, well, what else are you gonna do? You're gonna go out boozing? Well, you can't. So I think his focus is going to be entirely on the reelers, and I think the results will show that.
Well, either way, it's going to be a great few days of tennis.
Yeah, massively. It's good. It's seriously good. Seriously good.
Well, and the fact that there's 2 matches on per day means basically you've just got 8 hours of unlimited access of reelers.
Yeah, it's on YouTube. It's out there for everyone to see.
It's going to be absolutely brilliant. I'm really looking forward to it, and I'm so jealous of the strength in depth in the US, and that they can put these events on and just have such a competitive environment.
Yeah.
We just don't get that over here.
Well, we could do something like that.
Well, we could, but people need to get better. I'm sorry. Like, if we want to go down this road, then you look at the upcoming the British Challenge that we were going to do during the British Open. Rob and I were given a bye to the semis.
Oh yeah, I remember that now. That seems like a long time ago, back in November.
Yeah, but we were given a bye to the semis because it was deemed a waste of our time to play in the groups. That's not right.
Yeah, we'd have to run around if we'd have to run around.
Unearth some talent.
Well, mate, National League would be good in England. Like, we've got you, Rob, Bryn, Chappers, Ricardo.
Chappers?
What?
What, Chappers is going to fly over from Melbourne to play, is he?
I just wanted to get you to nibble hard, but it wasn't a great one.
Ricardo.
I'm joking. Yeah, James Mail. Yeah.
Could probably still do a job.
Chris Brainick would.
Could definitely still do jobs.
Yeah, no, other than that. But yeah, I mean, we could do something like that. You could, but it would just have to be a different format. The number twos would be good. They should just have a massive number twos league.
Well, exactly. I mean, Rob and I should just not bother playing. Bryn and I should just not bother.
It should be like Team Faye and Team Taylor Matthews, and you can be like the player coaches. I don't even know.
Or do you want me to drive up to Jesmond on a Tuesday night
and
support?
It's like a 5-day event, isn't it? It's like a 5-day event.
Yeah, I'd love to do something like that.
Yeah, you actually would, like Football Manager.
Well, do you know what I mean? Like, it saves such a headache for people having to try and organise dates and stuff for a season as well.
Just do 5 days, yeah.
It would save, the National League organiser over here a lot of time and effort as well, trying to schedule everything.
Yeah, it should just be like a little mini Champions League thing, like a one day tournament. Also, we've just talked about US National League, so let's keep going for a bit. Did Steve have anything else to say about it?
Have we got any time to talk about Philly, or should we just move? Or should we not do it this week?
43 minutes. We'll do it next week, bro.
Yeah, okay.
But did Steve say anything else about the National League?
No, not really. Other than the fact they're just all looking forward to it, and the Harbour Club are going to provide all the food and stuff. So food. Once you've played, you're straight back to the Harbour Club.
Wait, so there's no spectators in the building?
No spectators at the moment or anything like that. But you never know. By then, things might be.
And they've not got to play with
may have eased a bit by then. It's still 2 months away.
Who's marking the matches?
So the rest team, the team having the rest day, Mark.
Yeah, works well.
Which does just work well, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So you just mark the singles in the afternoon and the singles in the evening, I guess.
Yeah, that's perfect, to be fair.
Which makes sense.
No,
and I think, actually, if they can't have spectators in because of restrictions and stuff, it just means they can start the matches at sensible times.
Yeah.
You know, you don't need to do like a 6, 7 p.m. start to allow for people to come in. But it's 2 months away, so fingers crossed they'll be able to get some spectators in by then.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Who knows what will be happening in America by then?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's like, no one knows really.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I know, crazy. Well, I don't know what's going to happen in England, but hopefully there's something else we can watch other than like the Premier League in March. The Premier League and the US National League will be like the only 2 sports events going on.
Exactly. It's annoying. I've got the bug now. I want to play. I want to be there.
Guys, disclaimer. This sort of thing happens to Ben like about twice a year, and then for the rest of the year, it's like I just can't be bothered to play tennis. Just don't enjoy it.
Yeah.
So let's see how
50 weeks of a year.
Yeah, it actually is. So you've caught him on a good day, and it's only just started 2021. So
well, it's just nice. It's nice to have something to talk about and preview and
yeah. Rather than think like, mate, what are we talking about this week on the podcast? Like, oh no, I don't.
Let's
know.
talk about a backhand. But I mean,
you love that though.
But it's yes. But look at like the teams that are there and stuff. It's just competitive all the way through. I mean, you know, without being rude, if a couple of people get drafted in to play a couple of matches as number 2, you know, that's going to give them a serious like uphill challenge to try and win that match as a club. But generally speaking, massively competitive. It's going to be great. Really looking forward to it. And you know what? If you've got US National League, I'm only brainstorming here. I'm not wanting to like.
They should do a World League. Then why don't they do a World League?
Like piss on the parade of the number 2s or anything like that. But imagine like they decided to do a standalone event. I don't know, like just after a US Open, and they got Chisholm, Vergona, Stout, Lumley, Riviere to play, and then they asked like me, Chappers, Nicky, Rob, and like Bryn to play as well.
Yeah, and Chris Bray
or something, and just be like, right, there you go. There's 10 of you. Here's your teams. You're just gonna like knock out 4 matches in like 5 days or whatever.
There should be franchises. Should get like benefactors to buy the teams, and then they can like market them.
Well, that'd be great, wouldn't it? Like, you know, we talked about like the Real Tennis World Cup.
Team Luck Hilly.
But there's no reason why you couldn't do something like. I'm not trying to invade on US National Leagues. It wouldn't be that, would it? No. It would be called something else. But you know, a standalone event where you get those guys, where you get the top 10 in, and get them to do like a little team event.
Yeah, it's just where'd you put that in the calendar? It would have to be in the Corona calendar, really, when there's like no opens.
We just put it straight after an open when everyone's in the same place.
Are you going to take that much time off work?
So here's the thing. If you do something like the US Open, which is like 7 days, and then they wanted you to do the US Pro straight after, where you've got like a day's travel, then a practice day, and then another 7 days of tournament, it's very, very tough.
Right.
Whereas if you do a US Open, and then you go, right, you've got a travel day, and you're straight in the next day, and it's just 4 days, bang, 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 done, straight on a plane home. Much easier.
Fair enough.
Much easier.
Maybe something to look at.
Because it's just a fixed amount of time.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And that's the beauty about this system here, is it's like, right, you are guaranteed to see tennis at these times on these days.
Yeah.
Because there's a set number of matches that need to be played.
I can't wait. I reckon we're going to market this loads. Guys as well, thank you so much for getting in touch on Instagram and all the polls Benno's been putting up. Really good interaction recently. And I reckon in March when this does happen, we'll be doing a lot of stuff. We could do like reactions.
Oh, it's going to be quite a lot of...
Right, okay, mate. What we'll do, I've got an idea, and this is just before we finish the podcast. Me and you will call, we'll watch a match, and we'll commentate our views on it. And we'll put the recording on YouTube.
Hang on, as in we will call and just watch a match on YouTube while commentating.
And why just talking about the match? And then basically people could, it's like alternative commentary.
Love it.
That's not a bad idea, is it? Like we could watch like Stout v Vagona, and it's like
we'll have to do one that's either an absolute epic,
yeah,
or one that's not too long, so that
that will be and that will be the 5 pint.
people don't get bored.
That will be the 5 pint podcast. That.
Oh yes.
Do you know what I
In
mean?
that case, we'll make it an epic.
Yeah, so like let's
So as we get into like the third, it's only 3 seconds, isn't it?
Yeah, I know. So
as we start getting to the nitty gritty, we can start being a bit.
So basically, you'd put like
more
both.
aggressive.
You put both. So you have the YouTube video of the match on, like if you're watching it back, and then you could basically start our video in the background, mute the other one, and you get alternative commentary, and that's what we'll do. If Ethan has alternative commentary.
We'll see if there's a market for it. Hopefully there is.
Yeah, that would be a decent idea, but that's in March. We'll do a lot of publicity for that. The USCTA have got our back.
Exactly.
That would be
We'll
strong.
have to speak to the USCTA formally and ask them if we're allowed to
Alternative
if
commentary.
If they're happy for us to do a bit of like, use some of the footies and stuff for some marketing. I'm sure they won't mind.
Oh, definitely not. Benno, good. Benno, what are you on for the rest of today? Are you building something?
I'm now going to go and do these bedside tables that I was starting to do when you texted me and said, "I'll be 1 minute."
Are they like IKEA? Are they like IKEA tables?
They're not IKEA, no.
Are they easy to make?
Well, they're kind of pre-assembled, but they're like floating tables, so I need to attach them to the wall.
Floating.
So they're going to be good.
Wow.
And then rest day today, so I might just go on like a little recovery jog, just like a really, really slow, just to get the blood flowing.
I've been running. I run on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays now.
Lovely. Well, that's where all your muscles going.
Thanks, mate.
Well, you said your chest was deflating because you're running all the time.
Oh right, is that right?
Yeah, if you're running all the time, and your heart rate's like getting quite high, and you're carrying, your body will determine that it's carrying too much weight, and it's much easier if it loses weight if you continue to run. So the first thing it will do is it will attack your muscle stores.
Okay.
Well, so here you go. Name someone who's like a world class runner who's a beefcake.
Mo Farah.
Exactly, unit.
Yeah, he's a beast.
They're all skinny as a rake because their body's just like, right, I need to be light, eat the muscle because it's the heaviest thing.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Oh well. Well, anyway, that sounds. I'm going to work today, so.
Any juicy tax returns on the go?
Not really. We'll see who comes through. We need people to give us their information, so it could be anyone.
Chasing up anybody for cash payments?
No, we don't do that shit. Come on, that's not our game, mate. But we'll see, guys. Well, March 2021, US National League. Tune in because we will definitely be there.